just start off, if you don't mind. We left off, we were talking about Josh's character, how they're moving into him, going back, he's got his wolf back. He's going back to hopefully seeing some more of the wolf society come out, maybe have their back and everything. How do you feel that I know recently we've been focusing very much on Aidan, it's like his interpersonal relationships and everything, but would you like to see some more of the bigger vampire politics back, or are you, like, how are you feeling that with the character?
Well, I enjoy the character and stuff. You know, I mean, when the show started, I was really settled with most of the dramatic life and death stuff. And then Sammy and Megan were just idiots. In the best way. They were incredible. They were goofy. They were this. They were that. Balanced out by Aidan going through some real life and death stuff with Bishop and Rebecca. And as the show has evolved, we are now crossing over. And now they like to send Aidan on dates with Kat and all this stuff. And Sammy and Megan and Kristen are dealing with some pretty heavy things. I like that. I think that Aidan, as a character, has always been more interesting when he's around human beings. But now, having said that, we do actually get a little bit into some politics stuff. It's done very different than the way that we did it in season 2. It's reintroducing the idea of a little bit of a crime family. Legal stuff going on, the Bishop and Marcus and all that. So we're getting a little bit back into that. And what's fun is, there's always been this whole thing, is he with the vampires or is he going on dates with Deanna Russo? Which is it? In this season, I think we're going to settle that once and for all. But I mean, early on, not to spoil anything, but it's really nice that we have moments where people who are now trying to put together this new vampire crime family, who realize that he is older and has more experience than all of them, are going to Aidan for help. And Aidan says, I don't want anything to do with that. That sucks. Season 2 went very badly for me. I'm not doing that. But if you are going to do this, avoid this. You're going to have to get someone in the police to do this. You're going to have to do that. That's all I'm going to tell you. He gives them little hints, which says that no, he's still a little bit invested in this. And when he sees them making mistakes, he's like, no, you idiots. No. Me and Bishop went through this in the 40s. You do it like this. And don't tweet about this. So there's that element. And, it's interesting because Megan Rath's character says to Aidan at the end of season 3, when Aidan's trying to come clean about having killed Kat's ex-boyfriend, that he should learn to live with it. Terrible advice. Terrible advice. I mean, but advice that makes sense coming from a dead girl. She's like, look, I mean, death is this, death is that. It is at the end. I mean, don't feel so bad. And Aidan's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll keep dating Kat. Bad move. I mean, well, in a way. But what's also interesting is, and I'm very excited about this, for anyone that's wondered why Aidan hasn't killed himself, and that's been addressed in season 1 and a little bit later on, because this is a guy who's like, oh, I don't want to hurt people, but he knows that for every year that he's going to be alive, at least 1 to 25 people are going to meet their demise. And we offer a very definitive and very interesting answer to why he hasn't done that. And Aidan isn't the one that answers that question. Actually, it's something that Mark Pellegrino gets to reveal that has always been plaguing vampires. And it's something actually I'm very excited about. He's always selling how awesome it is to be a vampire. And Pellegrino is then put in a position where he's got to go, there's one weakness, one problem. But everything else is awesome, so don't worry about it.
So we're going to see Mark Pellegrino again.
Maybe or maybe not.
Maybe.
Look, don't put words in my mouth.
What about like Kyle Schmidt? I mean, part of me says we didn't see him really die.
Look, we are going to see people that you guys are not expecting to see.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah. That's the fun thing about it is they've figured out a way to catch glimpses of certain characters and certain situations that maybe we've heard about but we never saw. And you know, maybe they're in flashbacks, maybe they're not. But you know, there are some really exciting things, and I am more than delighted to see certain actors again.
Okay.
Is there any reason as to why vampires don't become ghosts when they go to dust?
Sorry, what?
Is there a reason why vampires don't become ghosts?
I can't hear you. Cannot hear you, dude. Good question. I like the question a lot.
I'm always good for one every year.
It's good. Keep that one in mind.
Kind of a weird question. I write on geek etiquette. So I was wondering, living with paranormal entities, what would be your top etiquette tip on like how to handle?
Don't bite your roomies. It's, you know, it's a good way to start anyway. Yeah.
Can you tell us something funny that happened to you while shooting, something embarrassing, and something that was, what was the most difficult thing that you ever had to shoot on the show?
Start with the most difficult. Rebecca's death. We were shooting that in below zero weather. In that particular group of episodes, there were some flashbacks with Bishop that took place, and there was snow everywhere. But in the regular episode, there was no snow. Well, that's just because we framed it out. So here's me and Rebecca in like thin shirts and very thick leather jackets, and if you turn the camera around, there's snow all over the place, falling in huge piles. So my face is kind of frozen in this space. It was very hard to perform. Sarah Allen did a great job with that whole death scene, considering that we were, you know, she was more scantily clad than me, and we were very, very cold. Funny stuff happens all the time because we all get along a little bit too well, and so there's always constantly weird jokes that I don't even know if people would understand if I were to just kind of rattle them off. So the funny factor is very high on our set. I mean, it's why, for example, Megan Rath and me, we had a lot of scenes last year, and they got it got weird. I mean, like there was a lot of really funny elements, and it was simply because me and Megan just would be doing a scene and then decided to just completely take it off in another direction, go off script, and our showrunner was like, "Yeah, more of that, please. We want to see breaking stuff." So it's, you know, it's a fun show to shoot. It's a great group of people. It's a challenging show to shoot. We don't really have a lot of resources, but the people are great.
Okay. Embarrassing or awkward?
Yeah.
Is it embarrassing or awkward?